Okay, this is the base campaign that I'm going to use for all my Did You Know examples. I'm going to be in 5E. I always put it in LAN. Basic password, and I pick all of my extensions plus BCG, aura effects, natural selection, and token height. So right now this is going to be just kind of a long boring thing in case you need to reference this as to how I created my project that I'm using for these little demos. Oh, and Zermatt's theme, which gives you this dark thing. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is set up all my modules, which are going to be using the AE 5E standard PHP DMG monster manual and monsters of the multiverse. So I'm just going to go through here and show that. I also throw out some druid tokens in a module that Weasel made, and the fumbles and crits that are default. And I usually take all the maps for this little demo thing because I just want to have stuff to use if I want to play around with it. It's going to be a long, boring, but it gives you all the details on how I did what I did. Alright, now I'm going to set up the options. And there are a lot of options. I'm not going to go over every single one of them. You'll be able to see them in what I'm actually setting here if you wish. And I'll go over any that may seem relevant. But I'm just going to show you as I scroll through and set all the options. Again, this is what I'll be using for all my little Do You Know things. I use all the target pointers on advantages for selection purposes. Also, like all the special options on generic flanking, range. The rest you can just leave as they are. Map parcel. Have it on. I usually don't drop anything for PCs just because it can be a pain between them dying and coming up. A lot of times I won't display the group on map token so that people can't see based on the name what they might be involved in. Unless I name the names generic. I also like to have the players limited to what they can see on their CT. Same faction only or same groups. Sometimes depends on what they're controlling. And I like to have everything roll off of common initiative when they have a lot of players. Make sure carrier extension's on. Usually turn on a lot of the things on equipped effects simply because I like the extra translations that are going on. I use module priority just to make sure I have control, full control over what data that overlaps other data is actually used. With advantages CW, I'm also doing that to the character wizard. And of course BCG, like a lot of their options. In orders, I tend to turn off the notifications. Now that little thing you saw there for auras, I always just say no and it never comes back, usually. So I like the way this compressed view of the right side buttons is, and I always put the dice tower over there. Set the colors. It's arbitrary what you do, whatever you want. I haven't really bought any dice packs. Usually arrange my CT so it's nice and big on the right side. And I like to have some standard notes. I'm importing some that I've made in other places. You gotta be careful about that import thing though, because it can screw you up if you don't use it from the same project or know for a fact that the indexes aren't going to conflict. I make them public and just say, these are my house rules. This is pretty much how I make a campaign.